When professionals with thirst for success form an association, their dream work becomes a teamwork. Memorable achievements become their yearly experience. Certainly, their anniversary will be a monumental event. Welcome to a milestone celebration, the 40th anniversary of the Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria, ACPN.
Hi, Dr. Sam Adekola, the National Chairman of the Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria. Hereby welcome all our delegates and our guests to the ancient city of Abeokuta for this 40th year anniversary of ACPN.
More than 70% of the window through which Nigerians get to interact with the profession of pharmacy is through community pharmacists.
There is history behind all human endeavors. Scholars of old have said that a page of history is worth more than a pound of logic. And to disregard history is to risk self-abridgment. Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria, ACPN, is an organization with a very rich history.
The ACPN has an interesting history.
The ACPN remains the heartbeat of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria in terms of positive collaboration and productive engagements, productive rules of engagement. If there's one technical group that has shared the burdens of the PSN directly, I think it is the ACPN. And we must give glory to God that in His mercies, in His goodness, by good stroke of good fortune, the ACPN is in its 40th year. I think it's a major achievement to celebrate.
Founded 40 years ago as an offshoot and a technical arm of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, PSN, ACPN is aimed at empowering all community pharmacists towards adopting best practices and to collaborate with all stakeholders in the health sector so as to ensure the provision of quality healthcare service delivery. Historically, before the advent of the European missionaries who brought education and orthodox medicine, African traditional healing system made use of the mixture of herbs and other natural or supernatural substances to treat ailments. Consequently, pharmacy is unarguably among the earliest forms of science. Over a long period of time, and following increased awareness of the importance of pharmacy to health service, pharmaceutical practice had passed through a series of evolution and changes in operational methods, until 1920s when the School of Pharmacy at Yaba Higher College, Lagos was established to train drug dispensers. Also in 1927, the Board of Medical Examiners was established under the Poisons and Pharmacy Ordinance of 1927 as the first regulatory body to control pharmacy education and practice. Another Poisons and Pharmacy Ordinance was enacted in the year 1936 to authorize dispensers to mix, compound, prepare and dispense drugs and poisons after obtaining requisite certificate and license. During this period, the few UK-trained pharmacists in Nigeria were advanced enough to form the Association of Dispensers, which metamorphosed into the present Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, PSN, registered in 1956 under the Companies Act, with the main objective of maintaining professional ethics and discipline among pharmacists in Nigeria. Therefore, the current reputable position of community pharmacy today is a function of the visionary expatriates and Nigerian pharmacists who, during the pre-independence Nigerian state, established famous medicine stores that included Oban Pharmacy, West African Drug Company, Boots Pure Drugs Company, Paul & Paul Chemists, and Kingsway Chemists. However, history has it that the first indigenous pharmacy was opened in 1946 on Victoria Street, now Nnamdi Azikiwe Street, Lagos, by Mr. Joseph Ogunlesi. Subsequently, the number of pharmaceutical stores began to rise, so much so that by 1969, there were up to 200 pharmacies and 600 in 1974. As at December 31, 2020, the number of registered community pharmacies in Nigeria was 3,768.
Pharmacy is a necessary profession for maintaining health service for our people. And if you look at the oath that we swear an oath to be able to serve God and humanity. We swear an oath to be able to bring good health through the applications of drugs. In the case of community, it's dispensing and compounding of drugs and being able to give health advice. And in this era that there's technology, that they can actually now apply technology to reach out to their various patients and have a diary of patients such that they have a relationship between the patient and even the patient's physician.
It is pertinent to underscore that eminent Nigerians who, alongside the expatriates, pioneered pharmacy profession in the country, included foremost royal majesties like late Oba Adeyeye Enitan II of Lagos, late Oba Laoye Adetoye the Timi of Ede, and other key people whose contributions remain part of success story today. These people include A.O. Ransom Kuti, Adebowale Robert Olatunji, Adedeji David Ojesomi, Alhaji Diko Adamu Bako, Nylander Lucy, Chief Ukweku, Johnson Enakerapo, Sir Kofo Abayomi, Chief Olu Akinkugbe, Prince Julius Adeluyi, and so many others.
Community practice in Nigeria goes back all the way to the time when a certain gentleman called Mr. Bailey opened the first pharmacy facility.
Although the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria was coordinating the affairs of the association well enough, but with passage of time, the need arose to establish interest groups within the association to address certain inherent challenges, which included poor patient-oriented pharmacy practice in the hospitals, weak or lack of willingness of the pharmacists to add new evolving roles to their duties, lack of proper coordination of pharmaceutical activities, lack of proper training for pharmacists, resistance of medical doctors against patient-oriented pharmaceutical services in hospital wards. As a result of this, during one of the annual national conferences of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria in the 1970s, a motion was moved and passed to form technical groups of PSN. One of the groups that emerged was National Association of General Practice Pharmacists, NAGPP, which later changed to Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria, ACPN.
In 1974, the 47th annual conference of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria was held in Kano, precisely at the Bagauda Lake Hotel. That was the year I was leaving the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria as Secretary of the PSN. And in my annual report, I had put in writing
the result of the discussions I had held in the earlier 2 years with members of the National Executive Council that the PSN needed to develop interest groups, or if you may like to call them so, technical groups, that would help to further the interests of the society and the profession. And the motion I moved in this connection was passed, and a decision was made at that conference to encourage the creation of these technical groups, including the group of community pharmacists, the group of academic pharmacists, the group of hospital pharmacists, even the group of the Association of Lady Pharmacists. All these were decided upon, but of course the take-off of the idea varied with the various groups. So it came to pass that the ACPN can trace its story on the one hand to 1974, but on the other hand to 1981, when they had become fully consolidated.
The functions of the ACPN, therefore, include to protect, project, and harmonize the overall interests of the members of the association, to update the practice methods of the members through seminars and continuing education programs, to establish and maintain cordial relations with all other sections of the PSN, and indeed all other professional bodies, to promote programs and maintain a code of ethics that will further enhance the prestige of pharmacy profession and pharmacists.
The aim of our association is it's enormous, in the sense that if you watch at our missions and our vision, is to empower the CPs, our members, to empower them, and as well as to protect our people, the community we serve. ACPN being 40 years, celebrating 40 years, and being a member of the primary care delivery system in the country, we are worthy to be celebrated because we have done a lot of work in the community we serve. Irrespective of the fact that we are not being recognized by the government, all the services we render to the community. But because we are decent people, as far as pharmacists is concerned, we are decent, we know our work, we know what we do, we don't mind whether we are being compensated, whether we are being given any credence. We still do our work because we know what we believe in. We know that the mankind and the people around us should benefit from the oath we took when we graduated as a pharmacist, to serve our people diligently and not use our knowledge of what we acquire in school, rather to deceive them, to do them any harm. We'll still stick to that oath we took in the school. And I believe the community, the society are very, very appreciative in what the CPs are doing within the society.
Summarily, the focus of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria is in line with the focus of the International Pharmaceutical Federation, IPF, the global body of pharmacy, on how to achieve universal health coverage. In other words, community pharmacists are supposed to be human resource for general public health and in partnership with World Health Organization, WHO. This warranted the signing of the Artemisia Declaration of 2018, the 2019 Turkey Agreement for Community Pharmacists, and the 2020 Declaration for the commitment of pharmacists to primary healthcare service delivery in Nigeria, which is the true way to achieve breakthrough in universal healthcare. With the roll call of exceptionally brilliant people that have headed ACPN's executive councils from inception till date, series of hallmark achievements recorded yearly and not by accident. Starting from the pro-tem national chairman, Sir S.E. Agboifo, from 1980 to 1983, followed by pharmacists S.O.B. Dada, between 1983 and 1984. Chief A.O. Ezegbo from 1984 to 1985. Pharmacist S.O.B. Dada again between 1985 and 1988. Pharmacist Deji Oshinoike, 1988 to 1991.
Conference in Ibadan. And because of the good work the first executive did, I was approached to be the national chairman.
After the tenure of pharmacist Oshinoike, pharmacist Jimmy Agbaje was elected as national chairman between 1991 and 1994. Afterward, pharmacist Jimmy Adesoya took over between 1994 and 1997. Then, pharmacist Chief Dr. U.N.O. Uwaga held the reins between 1997 and the year 2000. Pharmacist Sir Anthony Akimie between 2000 and 2003. Then, pharmacist Mrs. C.O. Ogbe Urevu between 2003 and 2006. Pharmacist William Etubiebi Esquire between 2006 and 2009. And pharmacist Dr. Ejiro O. Foibo, 2009 to 2012.
I came into the office in 2009, and during the campaigns and at the manifesto at the AGM, I gave a 3-point agenda, which was my promise to community pharmacists in Nigeria. And the 3 were: 1, to make the community pharmacists more visible. Secondly, I told them that if elected, I was going to invest in the capacity building of the community pharmacists. And the third one I gave was that I was going to help to get a property for ACPN, which we have a National Secretariat.
After this time, it was the tenure of pharmacist Alhaji Olufemi Ismail between 2012 and 2015, followed by pharmacist Dr. Albert Kilong Alkali from 2015 to 2018, and pharmacist Samuel O. Adekola, the 14th and current national chairman. All these leaders are the moving spirits behind every turning point of ACPN's history. For instance, the design and registration of the Green Cross or the RX sign, which represents pharmacy emblem, as well as the composition of the pharmacy anthem, was made possible by the ingenuity of Prince Julius Adelusi Adeluyi. The emblem made its debut in 1976, and till date it functions as a mark of identification for registered and pharmacist-owned pharmaceutical premises. The RX sign is a symbol that guarantees genuine and quality medicine, professionalism, and pharmaceutical care services, health education and drug information, counseling and proper use of medicines. Another notable achievement is the concept of the Drug Information Center, DIC, and its resultant ACPN publications, which has brought about an improvement in access to drug information, creating health awareness, and improving pharmaceutical care approach. Some of its publications are ACPN Drug Bulletin, You and Your Pharmacist, and Self-Help Patient Information Leaflets.
DIC was actually where I started, because then we got a vote from FIP to set up a drug information center under the late Jimmy Adesanya. And Jimmy visited me, my house, and said, look, I needed someone like you to be secretary of this unit.
ACPN meetings were initially held during the PSN conferences until the 1984 conference in Ibadan, under the leadership of pharmacist S.O.B. Dada, that the first separate ACPN national conference was held. Pharmacists all over the nation were later encouraged to form their state chapters of NAGPP. The first state to form state chapter was Lagos State in 1990, under the first state chairman, pharmacist Jimmy Agbaje.
Basically, I've always looked at the ACPN, or now ACPN, as a purely technical group of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. And I've always believed that any serious community pharmacist must be involved in that technical group, more than, in fact, the national PSN, in the sense that it is the ACPN that drives this aspect of the practice. And so in our own days, I can speak for then, what we tried to do was to look at ourselves as a PSN, but using the name of ACPN. And where we required the PSN to do anything on our behalf, we practically had done all the work, put everything on paper, and all we had to do was change the letter heading from ACPN to PSN and just roll it out. So that's the way it was.
Remarkably, in year 2018, pharmacist Dr. Adekola Oluwaoromikpin Samuel was elected as the 14th national chairman of ACPN on the 6th of July in the ancient city of Benin, Edo State, at the 37th annual national conference tagged Edo 2018. Thankfully, his tenure has witnessed massive prosperity and unfettered progress for the association.
Dr. Adekola is many things to different people. He's a man that is highly passionate about pharmacy profession as a whole and community pharmacy in particular. I've worked very closely with him. We've had our differences, but we've been able to iron them out. And I've seen a man who lives and breathes pharmacy. He has made the office of the national chairman almost a 24/7 job. So I see a highly passionate and committed person in the person of Dr. Samuel Adekola. His leadership over the last 3 years has given us much mileage in terms of achievements. Right now we're talking about community pharmacies being recognized as primary healthcare delivery points. That's something that was unheard of, that we were not agitating for until he came in. So he's a man I respect very, very much.
Some of the achievements include introduction and institutionalization of annual budget system in the running of ACPN, financial support to the PSN National and the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, investment into the PSN Mega Plaza debenture to the tune of 5 million naira, complete overhauling and building of additional 2 office rooms at the ACPN National Secretariat on 13 Ladipo Kuku off Allen, Ikeja, Lagos. Purchase of a brand new Toyota 4Runner SUV for the association in August 2019. Establishment of 3 legs of insurance policies for all financial members of ACPN. Support to members in some specific crisis situations occasioned by natural disasters. Financial support to family of any deceased fully registered community pharmacist in a given year. Purchase of a soundproof brand new 45 kVA generating set for the National Secretariat. Formation and registration of a foundation for the ACPN as a development arm of the association, with name the Transgenerational Pharmacists Development Foundation, TGPDF, officially recognized by the ACPN's National Constitution and approved by the AGM of Unity 2020. The acquisition of ACPN land on Princess Estates, Kaura District, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja.
ACPN is 40, and that is, we are now full adult. And it is my privilege to be the national chairman who will be celebrating this all-important event. What it means is that in the last 40 years, the association has been growing. Kudos to all our past leaders, the past leaders of the association, since 1981, when the association came into full existence. And to date, we have over 15 leaders in the association.
As members of ACPN converge on the ancient city of Abeokuta for the 40th anniversary of this association, expectation is high. Higher heights are in front of this ever-forward-moving association. We can only pray and encourage them to charge ahead.
The conference will be playing host to a number of reputable Nigerians.
Certainly, the future belongs only to people that believe in the beauty of their dreams. As ACPN focuses on the future, they remain the moving train driving healthcare delivery in Nigeria. We can only pray and encourage them to defy all odds and move ahead, because life is like a bicycle. You will not maintain a balance except you keep riding. Keep riding, ACPN. The past achievements shall be the least in your story. Happy 40th anniversary and many happy returns.